into the stadium. It blends the old and new very elegantly, creates energy inside and outside, and reminder, architect is local architects, Allied Works. So we're very proud that we're partnering with some of the best local people in their respective fields. And lastly, and Amanda, I'll be happy to address your question, but lastly, I wanted to give special thanks to Tom and Dina and Susan and Ken and Carl and Zoe, who have been terrific to work with. We appreciate their efforts, their caffeine, their sugar, and their sense of humor during the process. We think we've got to a good place. Thanks.
Would you address my question, please?
So, obviously, we're enormously proud of what we've done with the Thorns. It has been a remarkable success story on every level. And as Dina mentioned, there's no women's team in the world that's doing what we're doing. And we've demonstrated our commitment and passion and investment to women's sports repeatedly. This deal doesn't change that in any way. But a reminder, Commissioner Fritz, that our original deal with the city and the intended economics were never predicated on the Thorns, because, as Dina pointed out, the Thorns were not contemplated. And what the provision that Dina referenced allows us is future flexibility should we need it. Again, our intent is to keep the Timbers and Thorns here for many, many years. That's why we're doing this project to begin with, because we felt that if we didn't do this project and didn't invest the $50 to $60 million that we're investing, that the stadium could actually lose its viability to host teams in the future. So the very reason why we're doing this is to ensure the two clubs are here for the long term. But this particular provision allows us the ability, should ownership want, to sell the Thorns to a different entity. And with the history of uncertainty around women's sports and women's sports league, it's not a crazy scenario.
I wouldn't object if the league dissolves. However, while your point is correct that the original deal was not predicated on the Thorns, this deal, in my mind, was predicated on the Thorns being part of it, partly for the ticket taxes and partly because this is a community that values women in sports as well as men. So, now, obviously this is an emergency ordinance, and I have no wish to spend another 7 years earning my way back into the good graces of the Timbers Army. And still, this is really quite a disappointment to me, if it weren't for the fact that I believe that the league will not allow the Thorns to go elsewhere, at least for the foreseeable future. I would have, might be willing to object more strongly, but as it is, I'll support this.
Commissioner Fish.
Well, it does prompt one question I'll put to Tom, which is, and Amanda alluded to, if the Thorns, if the league dissolved or the Thorns were sold, how does that impact the economics of our deal because of the stadium expansion?
It doesn't.
Well, Dina can correct me if I'm wrong about this, but my understanding of it is we do have future cash flow projections on ticket sales for the Thorns in the scenario for the Spectator Venues Fund. It would marginally decrease the upside and the positive nature of the cash flow in the years to come, but it wouldn't send it to a negative balance in terms of the cash flow in the fund.
That's interesting.
I also want to address Commissioner Fritz's question as well and add to what Dina and Mike said. While we didn't get encumbrance on sale, I think it's important, Commissioner Fritz, for me to tell you that the team worked very hard to ensure that the majority of home games are played in Providence Park. That we worked hard on the threshold that the attendance would have to dip under for them to have the flexibility that they originally wanted, which was to potentially move to another stadium. So I want to assure you from the team's perspective that we worked very hard to get as far as we could on the protections around the Thorns. And I just want to make sure you heard that from me on the record.
I appreciate that. Supposing either team played a game, say at Hodgson Stadium, would the city get ticket taxes from that?
No, games are not played in the stadium, which is why we worked very hard to respond to our partners' in need for some flexibility in promoting the team's brand far and wide, but also ensuring that we have adequate revenue for the stadium.
So in response to Commissioner Fish's question, what is the expected revenue from Thorns ticket taxes annually in this agreement.
I don't have that figure in front of me. Mike, do you have that off the top of your head?
Even Susan Martinez is shaking her head, so
I do,
that's...
but let me also add,
Nobody knows.
Commissioner Fritz and Commissioner Fish, our economic incentives are absolutely 100% aligned, right? We want as many events at the stadium, including the Thorns, as do you for many of the same reasons. We're playing Timbers 2 games in the stadium. That's something we didn't anticipate. Our non-game event business has increased. So should the league fold, which, you know, there's no sign that the league's in trouble, but should the league fold, there's so many other opportunities we consider to look at that will fulfill the event calendar and the attendant revenues.
Mike, let me pick up on that for a second. First of all, have you made a formal announcement yet about the Timbers coach?
We have. We announced it earlier this week.
You want to share with us?
Sure. His name is Giovanni Savarese. He's a Venezuelan international. He played for the MLS, for the New York team for many years. Has played around the world, and for the last 7 years coached the New York Cosmos, a venerable soccer brand that's done very well during his watch, winning several championships. He's 46, speaks 4 languages, fell in love with Portland, and I think you'll find him incredibly passionate, engaging person and a terrific on-field coach. So we're really excited about his arrival, which will be early January.
Congratulations. So, Mike, I have my goal for next year is to one is to get reelected, and 2 is to be cancer-free, and that'll be a pretty good year. And then my bucket list, if I have the honor of
How about neither one?
years, is to work with the council to find a final solution for a final resolution of for the Veterans Memorial Coliseum. There's a happy ending there someday, but it's within our reach. Is to see the day when NHL comes to Portland, because I'm told that our basketball arena is actually a better hockey arena than basketball arena, and the city would benefit greatly if we had both. I'd also like to see the NCAA host their men's and women's soccer championships here. My question to you is, what's the biggest obstacle that you foresee in the next 4 years of moving to grass, having the best grass field in MLS? I believe the MLS finals were played on grass, championship game. What's the biggest impediment to us moving to grass and having a single-purpose field?
First of all, we too really desperately want the NCAA soccer championships at Providence Park, and actually, along with the Sports Authority and University of Portland, bid on this past one when North Carolina lost it. We did not get it, and turf is an impediment to that, though we're trying to overcome that.
And the attendance wasn't so great at the finals. I mean, at least what I saw on TV.
True, and we know it would do extremely well here. To answer your question, Nick, it's challenging hosting Portland State football and soccer in our climate on grass.
So let me ask you this. If at some point Portland State and Urban University decided to either move away from football or found another venue, would that make it plausible for us to think about options for having a grass field?
Certainly more plausible. And one other thing, a couple other notes, Nick, on that. Because we have turf, we're able to hold a huge array of community events, camps, and clinics on the turf that otherwise wouldn't have a home at the stadium. We do a lot of group events and company events that that turf allows. So there's some advantages. We've not ever lost an event. We've had some of the biggest soccer clubs around the world playing on our turf, All-Star Game in 2013, as you recall. And so while it's not grass, and the purists like you, Nick, would obviously prefer grass, it is not too much. So, but to answer your question, if we didn't have to, and Portland State's been a great partner and tenant, but it does make it difficult to consider grass.
Well, it's on my bucket list, and I know there's a cost, and I know there's other considerations, but I'm also told that Oregon makes some of the best grass, maybe the best in class for grass fields. I'm also different kind of grass. I'm also told that there are some stadiums where they actually remove the grass as customized. It actually, it rolls out and can be rolled up and used for different purposes. But I look forward to the day where there is a field, a grass field that is as nice as the one at Merlo Field. It's used exclusively for soccer. And that in turn, you get those events that you don't get now because of the turf field. And it becomes like an amazing, even a more amazing venue. But it's just my own view. But I think I'm already on this. But congratulations on the coaching hire.
I think we may have neglected to thank the city attorney's office as well, so thanks to Ken McGarr and the others that helped us and the entire team.
Questions now? Public testimony, please, Sue.
No one signed up?
I'm going to speak on this, thank you.
Allow one individual, list is closed. Thanks. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Lightning. I represent Lightning Super Watchdog X. Again, I do like the project that I'm seeing here. One of the concerns that I do have, obviously, and it's a point that Commissioner Fritz brought up, is that I understand the flexibility of being able to sell the Thorns, and I absolutely agree with that. I like the fact that Hank Paulson is doing a guarantee on this. Now, where I have a little bit of a problem here is that if it is sold, I didn't want to see any decrease in income. Now, what I'm saying is that I was hoping that there would be kind of an estimate of where the income might be, and then do a kind of a rent guarantee upon a sale. And I would have liked to have that inserted in the language to where that could have been negotiated from the city to guarantee a certain established rent level to continue. And again, to Hank Paulson, I'm sure you could afford it. And my position also is that they're going to be getting a certain amount of financing through their own, JP Morgan Chase Bank. And they're going for $70 million. As you know, to stipulate a rent guarantee in this, I think would have been very realistic due to the fact they're already getting this financing and have it lined up. And again, Hank Paulson is guaranteeing this. So again, I agree with the flexibility on selling the Thorns. Absolutely. I don't want to see any decrease to the city of Portland. So the point of Commissioner Fritz, I think, was right on the mark. And it's a very good point. Other than that, this project looks great. I wanted to have a little more emphasis again. Was there going to be any additional artwork added? And I didn't see anything on the overall agreement that was going to come into place. I enjoyed some of the art currently around the property itself. Are they going to add any additional artwork throughout this facility? I did not see that. Also on any dealings with the city of Portland on conflict of interest. No member, official, or employee of the city shall have any personal economic interest, direct or indirect, in this agreement, nor shall any such member, official, or employee participate in any decision relating to this agreement which affects his or her personal interests or economic interests of any corporation, partnership, or association in which he or she is directly or indirectly interested for purposes. Now, let me just say this. I'm going to watch on the conflict of interest on this because the city of Portland owns this property. And I'll watch very close on how this deal is handled throughout to understand there will be no conflicts of interest. Thank you.
Thank you. Please call the roll.